Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you another video. All right, so yeah, man, I ain't been doing too many videos over the last 24 hours. Of course, I did 2 NBA videos. If you care for the Lakers and conversations about the NBA, then I did some content. But I ain't did no therapy sessions because when I got to the motel yesterday, I had made a playlist before I left the other room. I didn't even tell y'all about. It was the K-List 406, I believe it was 406. And truth of the matter is once I got to the motel, instead of wanting to walk around and do a therapy session, I went straight into art mode. Did a lot of pieces there, and then made the CD art for that playlist and listened to it. So that's kind of what it was. I did my first playlist in a month. Right before I left that room, the night before I left the room, came out good. I enjoyed it. Put together a bunch of stuff that had come out throughout the course of the month, and a few songs that I found that I had never heard before from years ago. Slapped them together and called it a day. It's pretty solid. So that's why I decided not to make a therapy session video, because I didn't go out to walk around and explore Sun Valley at all. I didn't leave the room. Once I got in there, I unloaded and went straight into art and music listening. I mean, straight into it. After that, I did my little homework on the Clippers. Why do they got the damn sprinklers pointing this way, man? What is going on here? Anyway, did homework on the Clippers. Bought myself some takeout, as I often do when I'm over there. And that was the end of my night, man. I went to sleep, had an interesting dream, and I'll tell y'all about it probably another time. But yeah. And then today, after I got to it was more to my night last night. I did another playlist. That's what I did. I took the music that I snatched from my uncle's collection that I was listening to on the way back from Fresno and the way to Fresno. Just Shazammed a bunch of stuff he was playing and put it all together. And then after that, I found myself able to have another day today where I could listen to music and do art because of that playlist and make the art for that. So that's what I've been doing for the last 2 hours. It's kind of working on art some more. I spent the first half of listening to that playlist taking pictures of the art I had already done because it was piling up. I had about 15-20 pieces done, so I made sure all the art was taken photos of and then posted all that. That takes time, believe it or not. That could take almost an hour getting all that done, depending on how many pieces it is. Posting them everywhere I post, and then I did about 3 more pieces, and of course the CD art for the latest one. So, all that unloading and stuff. They initially had put me in a room that they wanted me to inhabit, which was new. They had just been working on it for the last 4 weeks, and they finally finished it, but it wasn't complete. When I got in there, it was a bunch of stuff. They hadn't put up the shower curtain. It hadn't been cleaned. It hadn't been manned. And I told the maintenance guy what was going on. He was hot. He was like, man, they ain't finished it. This ain't how we present the room. Nah, hell nah. We're not going to give you this one. We're going to give you something else. It was hot in there, man. The heater has been on for like 3 days, it seemed like. I was like, you know what? Plus the window was like literally right next to the walkway. I wasn't feeling it. Hell no, how I am. I'm an introvert, so I prefer nobody really looking in on me. And keeping the window open and that kind of thing, it would have been not as comfortable for me this time. But they put me in a different room that was much more fitting, much more like my style. So I'm in a good room, and I immediately got to work again, more art. So yeah, after I finished the art, I'm like, man, I'm out of grapes. So I haven't really done any walking, any therapy sessions, of course. So I figured I'd just walk down to Target right now, locally, and take care of that. Got enough time. Bible studies at 4:30, and it is 3:01 right now. So I got enough time to take care of this, come back, shower, and then throw the food on or order some more takeout. And I got lucky because the room was cheap this week. Usually costs like $340 something the first week, maybe even more, $400 sometimes if they don't have a a sale going on, but they got some type of sale popping off right now, so it was only like $261 to get in the room. So that was really helpful for me, given the fact that I had just shot $100 over my boy T for the different things that I had going on with him. So that's what is made up in the difference there. I didn't have to pay as much this first week. Now it's still going to cost the same amount next week as it always does. It's $400, but first week is a nice little discount there. So that really helped with everything I got going on. So yeah, man, I've had a good day. It's been peaceful. I feel better. I've healed up as far as my chest is concerned. Something I ate last night wasn't good. I think probably some of the rice that they used, some of the shrimp fried rice, probably had some egg in it or something, man. That's what I think. But that did not sit well. I had bought myself some type of mixture of rice, veggies, and like steak. I've been eating a lot of, I ain't gonna say a lot, but way more red meat. I didn't hardly eat any red meat last year. I've already eaten steak like 3 times this year. So, you know, it's just because I found I can't really eat chicken. It kind of eliminates some things. This chicken is giving me some problems as of late, some real ones, real problems. So it's like, okay, I'm eliminate chicken out my diet. So what can I go to? If I'm not eating seafood, I'm definitely not eating pork. So it's like that leaves me red meat. And I know red meat is not great, but at least I can digest it very well. And I grew up on it. It's my favorite meat. But it's just not, I cut it out of my diet because it ain't healthy. But if I can't eat chicken, we're running out of options here as far as the protein and meat is concerned. And I'm not a vegetarian, not by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, that's a thing. Enjoyed the meal, but it didn't go well. It was something dairy in there somehow, or something garlic in there somehow. So yeah, that was a thing last night, but it didn't stop me from doing all the things that I do, my workouts and all that. Not workouts, but my art and playlist stuff. I did everything and slept well. And so yeah, that's pretty much how it's been, man. I've been just kind of thrown myself into the art mode and music mode over the last 2 days after taking some time off of the music. Art, I hadn't really taken any time off, to be honest with you. I had been doing that, but yeah, it's good to get back into my playlist curation. So yeah, that was Delicity 408 that I just completed the art for. You know, my uncle's music and smooth jazz, a lot of 80s, 90s music. Yeah, that's what that is, a lot of 80s jazz. I grew up on that stuff. My mom used to work at a radio station called The Wave in LA, and if you know The Wave, you know exactly what type of music they play. That's the type of music I was putting on my playlist. That's what my uncle liked. And you know, it was fun. I enjoyed that vibe very much today. It definitely made for some good pieces. I made some very good pieces for my standards in art during this process. So yeah, man, getting better in my art. It's more polished stuff. It looks more cohesive on the page most of the time. I guess what you can say is I'm raising my floor as it pertains to art. You know, my best pieces are still pretty good, but my worst pieces don't look nearly as bad as they used to look, that kind of thing. So raising my floor, getting better. So yeah, man, just enjoying a nice little Sunday. Ain't too much to it. Added another push-up to my regimen since I've healed up, so I'm at 161 per set. Probably done about 4 sets already today. And you know, I mean, just a regular day, man. The dream that I had last night was pretty interesting, but it was very complicated. But I guess what I took from it was ego. You know, you have to mature. And I say you, meaning myself, but anybody who this applies to as well, have to mature through the ego. A lot of times in some of our decision making, even how we take in certain traumas and things like that, and what we choose to do with ourselves, and what passes we may give ourselves for the operations that we go about in our daily lives. A lot of times we need to kill the ego in order for us to be clear-minded and do the things that need to be done. So that our decision making can be right, so that ways of looking at the world can be right and all of that. And I think that's what the dream was kind of showing me a little bit. So I woke up out of that dream at like 4 in the morning, thinking it was like 6:30, right before the sunrise. Said a little meditative prayer for about an hour, looked over and it was still dark. I'm like, what time is it? I thought it was early, but it was not. But I eventually went back to sleep and woke up on time, got out of the room on time, got my deposit back, no problem, and all of that. So that's been kind of how it's been for me, man. It's just a nice, peaceful day, a couple days with music. And now, I'll talk a little bit about Gaza while I'm a couple steps away from the target. They went forward with the ceasefire, which we're very pleased with, but I don't trust it. That's why I'm not leading off with that. When someone shows you who they are, you definitely believe them. Israel has shown us exactly who they are, so we don't believe them. When they say ceasefire or any of those type of things, they're still moving forward. And so that's what I believe. But for now, they've stories of people going home. That's what's so important for the people of Gaza. Wherever they gotta be, they're able to go back to their homes, and what they're often finding is loved ones, that have been since killed in their homes, decomposed, lots of them with gunshots through the head like that. Imagine going back after being displaced from your house, loved ones, you figure they dead, but Israel and IDF, anything they kill, they leave. They don't come back, clean the bodies up. That's an American privilege. They don't care about that over there. It pertains to the Gazans. You bury your own dead. So if you come back home after a year being away, where they shot your loved one, their body still lay. And that, my friends, is the reality that Gazans are going through. That's why it's laughable for people to sit up and say, oh, Israel, October 7th. It's like, if you look at how inhumane they've treated these people, it's amazing that they haven't attacked them more. Forget my theory that they weren't really attacked at all, and more or less everything that happened on October 7th was done by Israel. It's amazing to me that Hamas and the people of Palestine haven't done even more attacks on Israel the way they treated these people. That's amazing. It's impossible to think that you could do that stuff to somebody and they not spend day in and day out trying to make life hard for you. But it was a prisoner exchange this morning. 3 more prisoners were given back to Israel in good health, smiling, well fed, with souvenirs taken with them. One lady had a free Palestine necklace around her neck. You understand what I'm saying to you? Israeli prisoners taken by Hamas, coming back smiling with some pro-Palestinian stuff around their neck. Like, you gotta understand, man. Whether you believe Israel is the chosen people or not, the way that they've treated the Palestinian people has been ridiculous. And I don't think there are too many people anywhere that would disagree with that. Now, that you believe that Palestinians should be treated ridiculous or not is a whole nother story. But the treatment itself is undeniable. It's absolutely ridiculous how they treated these people. And the traumas and the horrors that they put them through are unprecedented. Unprecedented for what it is that we understand in modern times. And so, for me, it's very easy for me to look at people who say pro-Israel this, pro-Israel that, and just look at them as the most bankrupt and utterly evil human beings that the Lord has ever made, to be completely honest with you. It's not hard for me, because of everything that I've seen, everything I'm seeing right now in my phone, right before I got on this camera, versus the way that Hamas, quote unquote, has been treating people that they allegedly have taken hostage. They're treating these people like they're queens and kings. Like, it's laughable at this point, after 470 days of genocide, for anybody to still, in their right mind, think that Israel is a victim. Now, if you're just interested in seeing Palestinians wiped off the earth because that's just how you wired, you can say that. But at this point, anybody that thinks that Israel's a victim in this conversation, or that what happened on October 7th is just the most unthinkable thing to occur between these two parties, is a moron. Nothing short of it. Nothing short of it. And so that's what I have to say, man. I don't want to hear nothing about no pro-Israel, nothing. I really don't. After all I've seen over the last 470 days, I don't want to hear it. I understand people are raised a certain way and they think a certain way, and all that stuff is absolutely and utterly bankrupt, mentally, spiritually bankrupt, and I have no time or tolerance for it anymore. That's really what I have to say. This is just one more day in this saga that just solidifies how backwards everything is. Our country and the way they handle this, the timing from which Donald Trump's going in office tomorrow. Now we got a ceasefire, obviously a temporary ceasefire. The TikTok ban and how they banned the thing for all of like 6 hours. Of course, Donald Trump saved that too. I mean, it's all optics. It's performative. It's really ridiculous. Honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous. This country is gone to shit. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know how we hold any credibility going forward as a country, man. People who are watching us all over the world, the only thing that's going to give this country credibility is the connection that the people have with other people in other countries, because the government doesn't hold any weight at all. All of their lies have been exposed. All of their behaviors have shown to be morally and just corrupt, morally bankrupt and corrupt. You know, it's just, at this point, it's going to be us, the people, that carry the credibility of the nation. Because if you just leave the government to speak for us from here on out, we ain't going to have no friends. As a country, we're not going to have no friends. Only friend you're going to have is Israel. Truthfully. So that's what I want to tell people, man. If you got the means to get the hell out of here, if you're a wealthy person, it might be time to start picking up your family and going somewhere else, dude. Seriously. I'm not kidding. I'm not fooling around. It may be time to start planning your exit as it pertains to this country. I would. If I were wealthy, I'd get the hell out of here, man. I really would. Because it's time, dude. It's just time. This thing's going to crap. And it's just a matter of time before people start to understand who the bad guy in the world is. US. Hey, video 44. I thank you all for watching.